What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, Ghosts of Yotei. I watched the presentation. I actually watched it twice. I watched it the first time I watched it with I believe it was Sean. I think it was Sean. Sean and Dirt or just Sean. I don't remember. And the second time I watched it, and King was watching it. And it was kind of good because he didn't really talk through it. He was just watching it. And honestly, I missed like a couple of minutes on the first time, and then I went back and I saw more than half of the first part of it. So I saw the whole thing, not all chronologically. But the problem with that game, there's a couple of problems with that game. I mean, first, the good, right? The good is that it looks pretty. It's a pretty looking game. I ain't gonna hate. It looks pretty. But here's the question. Does it look current gen pretty? Because remember, Ghost of Tsushima was a PS4 game, and it looked good. It was like, wow, look at the graphics! Oh my gosh, right? Then I saw Ghost of Yotei, and I was like, I mean, yes, the resolution is higher, of course, but I don't. I mean, there's more flowers. I said that before in the trailer. It's like there's more flowers, so there's more flowers. But like everything else, I'm like, I mean, I guess if you like the first game, sure. I've seen people say it's more of the same, but it's like, and there's some things that I like artistically. I mean, I guess the art design is cool. I like that menu where they have all the different characters where that you meet, I guess, within the journey of I don't even know the character's name. That's a problem. Because you know Jin, right? Jin is the dude from first one. I don't know what her name is. It's a something. Akon? It's not Akon. Locked up, don't let me out. It's not that, but it's it starts with an A, I think. Anyway, but that character screen where they have all the different characters and this, oh, that's the weapons dude, and next time you go to visit him, he got the upgrade for you, and this is got a quest for you, and and I was like, that's really cool because the art was cool. And like the way that they designed it on the artwork, I was like, that looks nice. I wish the whole game looked like that, but it doesn't look like that. They try to do, I was gonna say realistic, but it's video game realism, if that makes sense. It's like not, it's a video game ass video game. It looks like a video game. Where it's like realistic, but it's still art designy. So it's like fantastical, but kind of real. It's like it's an uncanny valley of just art design as a whole, which means that it's kind of unremarkable, if that makes sense. Because like some games are like, yo, they went crazy on the art style. It's so stylized. It's great. I love it. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Like I guess like South of Midnight or Okami or something like that. Right? Just like art style's crazy. Right? But this is like based off of real people, right? The characters. So it's like okay, kind of realistic. But then you have like the surrounding areas and stuff. And I mean, rocks are rocks. Although I will say that the rocks textures look a little, they looked a little high detail. But once again, it could have been the stream, so I'll leave that. But as a whole, I'm looking at this game and I'm like the one thing I like about it, but it's not anything that the game is doing in particular, but it's just I like these type of stories where it's revenge and she has to go hunt down the Yotei 6 or something. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. It reminded me of Ninja Scroll. If that's what they should do, honestly. Uh I don't know who owns Ninja Scroll, the anime, but Sucker Punch should go get the rights to Ninja Scroll. I mean, they probably have it because they have Crunchyroll. But anyway, get the rights to Ninja Scroll if they don't have them already, and make that game. Use the whatever that engine's called, the Sucker Punch engine, and maybe stylize it to make it look like cell shaded a little bit, kind of like it should look like. It should look like the new Marvel game that come out. Yeah, what's it called? Yotan, Lodon, whatever it's called, the Marvel fighting game that's coming out for PlayStation, Sony, and PC. That would be dope because basically it's the same story. It's a lone samurai trying to eat his rice cake or whatever, or I forgot what, eating his rice ball, and these fools try to mess with him on the bridge, and he's like slice, 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 and then I forgot how he got twisted up with all the bosses. And that's the cool thing about Ninja Scroll is because he's just fighting all the boss monsters. He fought the stone guy. He fought the snake lady. He fought the beehive lady. Who else was there? Oh, the shadow dude who goes in the shadows. It was all kind of cool stuff. I was like, that would be dope. And plus, why would that would be dope? Is because each one of them are different. It's like the perfect video game. I'm pretty sure there was already a video game adaptation, but not good. But imagine if it was like kind of Ghost of Yotei gameplay-ish, kind of. But, you have the shadow dude, so it's like, okay, how am I supposed to kill this boss? He ducks into the shadows, and there's a shadow over there. He pops up and he goes, it would be really cool. But this is like the Yotei 6. I'm like, okay, they're just like dudes, right? I mean, one dude has a mask, and another dude has a big hammer. So I don't know. There have to be distinct, crazy, nice bosses. Go a little, extra fantastical with it, so it'll be interesting. But from what I've seen, graphics wise, like I said, it looks good. It looks fine, as Dirt and Sean said. But it wasn't to the level of where from the first game to the second game, it was like, here's the first game, here's the second game, just right there. And I'm like, I hope the gameplay is good because the graphics ain't impressive, not really. It looks good, but so did the last game. And that's where I'm like, how long did it take them to make this game? And it's the same engine, obviously. And when I say, I've said this before, when I say that the PlayStation 4 is holding back PlayStation 5 generation, this is what I'm talking about. Because this game could run on the PlayStation 4. They're not going to put it on the PlayStation. Every game on the PlayStation 5 can run on the PlayStation 4 because they literally have the same tools as the PlayStation 4. It's just, you can have more high resolution here. But if you don't, you can just click, turn it down in PlayStation 4 version. I'm simplifying it, but it's the PlayStation 4 dev kit. They just put it in a different shell, added more RAM and stuff. But yeah, it's so, I wasn't, look, I try to be objective when it comes to looking at a game and saying, yeah, it's a PlayStation game, whatever. That doesn't matter. If the game is hot and it looks cool, I'm like, all right, yeah. But I looked at it and I was like, that's a Ghost of Tsushima 2. But they just call it something different and change the main character. If they would have put Jin Sakai, that's what's in there, put Jin Sakai back in that game, in the second one, Ghost of Yotei, and that's it, and kept it the story like, yeah, man, my cousin, you killed my cousin's family, you killed my auntie and my uncle and everybody, and my cousins, and now I'm finna kill the hateful six or whatever. The Yotei 6. Same story, just a little bit different. I know it's the time difference is different, a couple hundred years or whatever it is. I don't know. But they didn't need to do that. But first of all, that would have been a more successful game. I'm not saying this game isn't going to be successful. I'm just saying people wanted Jin. People liked Jin. Why did you not put Jin in this game? Was it just to say, we want a female protagonist this time? Which is nothing wrong with it, but you had a perfectly good protagonist that people liked. Why would you not? That's like making a Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, right? And then the next movie, you're like, you know what? We changed, no more Tom Holland. Let's get, I don't know, not Andrew, not like the old actors, but just somebody new. let's get let's get what's his name? Robert Pattinson is Spider-Man, even though he's Batman. Let's put him in Spider-Man this time. Let's put in, yeah. It's like, why? Everybody likes Tom Holland, and he could do flips and stuff too in real life. IRL, he could do that stuff. He's actually kind of like Spider-Man, except he's British. Still doesn't matter. Still, he's more like, nope, we want a different Brit. Put in Robert Pattinson. But he's older and he doesn't look youthful. Like, it doesn't matter. We're changing it because we're Sony and we know what the people want. Wow, that's a backfire. Pow pow pow. As the PlayStation 5 potato sound like when you overheat when you put Ghost Yotei on it and it's struggling to make them pixels pop. Anyway, yeah, I was like, I mean, it's not worse than the first one. I can say that based on what I've seen. But I'm like, it's better. How much better is what I'm struggling with. I don't know. You know, based off what I've seen. Once again, I haven't played the first one, and I don't plan on playing this one because I literally am not interested. Plus, if I wanted to play a ninja slash samurai Japan open world game, it's already a game, and I would argue that it looks better than Ghost of Yotei, and that is Assassin's Creed Shadows. That game, Assassin's Creed, they had it side by side, and it was like, here's the trees, and look at here's the houses and stuff, and then the woods, and I was like, Assassin's Creed looks way better. And Gaz was doing it on this show. He went and he pulled it up, and I was like, oh yeah, look at that, yeah. So I'm like, look, I mean, I don't know what the problems are with Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I'm looking at these two games and I'm like, they're kind of the same, except actually Assassin's Creed has more options because you could play the black dude or you could play the little Japanese lady girl. I think she's Japanese. You be a ninja, you got options. You on the fly switch it up instead of going, oh, you can go back to the childhood of Asoki, whatever her name is. Ako. I don't know her name. And then it zips back into and she's a little kid, and then zips back. I was like, okay, that's interesting. We'll see where that takes that. I mean, can you do that throughout the whole game? No, it's just like, I guess when she's back at our homestead or whatever. I mean, that's cool. You know, they're delving into different mechanics. I'm like, I appreciate that, but as overall, like, I'm impressed. This is the one banger that they have for offering for the PlayStation community. And I mean, it as far as points go, it'll get a PlayStation bump, but I don't think it's not quite where the games that are expected from PlayStation. This one might be. I was gonna say this one might be the last one of its kind, but I don't know what Cory Barlog might be cooking up something for real. But like, there's a handful of games, and I'm not even talking about for like the rest of the generation. For the foreseeable future, you got Cory Barlog's Cyberpunk whatever game, right? Ghost of Yotei, it's coming out right away. It's coming out soon, so and then what, 3 games that Naughty Dog's making or something? Which is ridiculous, which is Heretic Prophet, that's next gen. Cory Barlog's game, that's next gen, I would say. Like, what could come out next year though? They need something for next year, at least one banger, right? So they're in a bad shape. They no, yeah. And meanwhile, Xbox got like over 10 games lined up, over 12 for this year alone. Next year, we don't even know. It's just so many. It's like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I forgot about this game. Like, mad games. And this is what they're going to. Ghost of Yotei is the best that Sony could do this year. And J-Dub's like, Ghost of Yotei and Death Stranding 2. Look at these bangers. I'm like, really? That's all you got? Okay. Y'all gonna get left in the dust. I mean, you won't. You get to play the Xbox game. So, I mean, you could say that your PlayStation is really cool, but Sony ain't giving you nothing to play on it. So, I don't know. There's some issues going on at PlayStation that are not going to change anytime soon. And the problem is, I mean, they have said, the leadership at Sony have said what their plan is, Donkey Unicorns and Ponies refuse to listen. So the game's going to be shorter. There'll be less of them because they need to shrink the budgets. And I mean, quality, I would say they will probably be the same, but it won't be the same because they're going to be shorter games. So that's a good and that's a bad. I mean, overly long games just to pad it out, that's bad. That a lot of their games do that. But I don't know. We'll see. I think the perception of worth associated with these newer games that have come out for PlayStation is going to be diminished, and especially if they charge less for them, like the whole thing with Spider-Man. They're going to slice it into 3 parts and charge $50 each. As an overall product, if it's 3 parts but it's all part of one product, it's a $150 game. That's how Sony does it. That's how Sony will get you to pay $150 for a game, because they're slicing it into 3 parts, and you're going to buy each part a la carte. Or I mean, or not buy them all. You buy the first part and say, that sucked, I don't want to play no more. And see, that is a potential danger and risk that, I mean, it seems like a kind of a cool idea, but at the same time, if people don't like the first part, they don't get the second and the third part. You only get $50. You don't get your 150. Is that good enough? I mean, not really. Is that a failure of a game? Yes, it is a failure of a game, because that 150 was to cover the what, 300, 400,000, $400 million budget of a crazy game. But then when you slice that into 3 parts, what is that? 175 each? No, that's not 175. It's 166, 60, 167, whatever it is. I'm not good at third math. But yeah, so Ghost of Yotei, it felt a little last gen. And here's the final cap on all of this, right? Sony didn't say it this generation. Jim Ryan said back in the day, he said, we believe in generations. A vague statement that you can interpret it many different ways, right? The leadership now, they kicked Jim Ryan out, said, get the hell out of here, you dirty Brit. We in charge now. And they said that they're going to rely on cross-platform, cross-generation, more importantly, cross-generational, more of a cross-generational business model, if you will. Not in those exact words, but this is what they're doing. So they're going to support the PS5 as well as the PS6. But what that means is, and especially with the constraints budgetarily and just number-wise of Sony studios, they can't just have a studio make a PlayStation 6 game. There's not enough PlayStation 6s out whenever it gets released. There's not going to be enough to constitute or to justify the cost of AAA for a console that's sold 3 to 5 million. It's not going to work. I mean, they can't even get what, if they have 77 million, they can't even get 10% to buy games now. So you figure less than 10% of 3 million was 300,000 less. So maybe they sell 100. That's not gonna work, especially when you're spending hundreds of millions on these games. So every game that comes out for the PlayStation 6 will be cross-generation for the foreseeable future. I'm gonna say the whole generation, at least half of the generation. So you can assume the first 5 years at least will be PlayStation 5 games. So you don't even need to buy a PlayStation 6 because they said it themselves, cross-gen. So I'm like, yo, they're telling you what they're doing. And it doesn't sound like they're gonna make this console and it ain't gonna do nothing special, because they have to make a dumbed down version. They have to literally handicap their generation because they want to have those numbers to sell more games. Look, this is the reality that the ponies and the donkey unicorns find themselves in. Well, Microsoft is opening the platform and letting everybody play wherever you want to buy it. Just buy our games. That's the way you do it. That's how you can sell more games. Instead, PlayStation is holding back their own generation and their own games and their own studios and devs because they want to include last gen into the coming gen in order to have the numbers to sell enough games, which isn't even guaranteed because they can't sell enough games right now with the numbers that they have, whatever that is. I'm going to say 57 million. That's what I'm going to say. Maybe close to 60. They don't have 77 million sold through. They don't. Or sold. They're sold through to customers. They don't. Because they admitted that's a sold in number. That's not a sold through number. So I'm cutting off 15 to 18 million off of the top so we can have an actual realistic number. And even with that actual realistic number, 58 million, 60 million, they're still only selling 1.5 million of this Astrobot, 1.5 million of what was the latest game that came out? Was it Death Stranding 2? I think they said, somebody said, I guess it's unverified, whatever, 1.5 million so far in a week. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that. Like, the telltale is that they're not out here bragging about numbers. They're not saying we saw the million cop. They're not saying nothing because the number's little, tiny, small. They don't brag when there ain't nothing to brag about. They're not even trying to play it off like it's a cool thing that they sold if they did 1.5 million units. Because they're probably looking at the numbers and they're probably seeing the slowdown. They're probably saying, everybody's playing Fortnite. Everybody's playing Madden. Everybody's playing GTA. Everybody's playing freaking Minecraft. Everybody's playing Call of Duty. Nobody's playing Death Stranding 2. I'm not playing it. Mainly because I tried the first one. I was like, oh, I don't know. No, thank you. And somebody said, oh, yeah, after you do the first delivery and do this, it starts to get good. I'm like, I don't have the patience to even try to pretend that I want to play this game. And then I just pop on Expedition 33, quick resume, boop, boop. And then it's like, and the ladies are dancing. And I go, what's up? Let's fight. And then it's like, and I'm like, oh, these chicks are flying. So I just end up shooting them. Because I got, anyway, I'm not getting into Expedition 33. It's a really awesome game. I'm still in it. I'm almost at the Paintress though. I see, like, when we're at the camp. It's so weird though. It's like the camp is the same, but you're no, it wasn't. I think it was a cutscene or something within the world, and I was like, I could see her. She was like right over there. I was like, oh, there she goes. But I have to fight an Axion or something. I forgot what it's called. This giant, one of these giant monsters to get a weapon or something to help me fight the. Oh no, it's a weapon to get into. To break the shield that's around the Paintress or something like that. I don't know, but it's cool. It's very good. It's a very good game. Surprisingly better than you would think. Like I like turn based. I mean that's what RPGs were when I was growing up. It was all turn based, right? So I'm like, okay, I could do turn based. It's cool. It's just kind of, I like it. But this is different because it's like action turn based because you got the QTEs and stuff, and the dodge and the parry. The parry is very important. Parry, I do a parry and I get the 99999. I'm like, shh. But the problem with that is you got to do the shields because I got what's it? Miel. She has the shield buster. She has the shield breaker thing, so she knocks out all the shields. But I was fighting this one. I got to go back and fight because I had a little slither, and I ran through all my crew, all 5 of them. I was like, come on, man, I just need one more hit, and she got me. I was like, damn. She was even burning too, and burning takes a good amount. But anyway, I said I wasn't gonna go into it, and I went into it anyway. But let me know what you think. Hit me in the comments below. If you watched the Ghost of Yotei, whatever it was, presentation, like I said, graphics are pretty. I mean, that's usually the one part of the equation with PlayStation games. It has to look good, you know. So that is to be expected. So I think one of the problems with like expectation for these PlayStation bangers is that we expect it to look good. You've conditioned everyone bots and ponies and donkey unicorns alike, that your games will always look good. And so when you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars mainly to make it look good, I mean, I'm not just saying, I'm saying the mechanics are probably good and stuff. What I saw was okay. It didn't seem like anything super spectacular. I think the presentation is okay. It's like the last game, but like I said, Expedition 33, I was just playing that, and the presentation in that game is top notch, chef's kiss, destroys Ghost of Yotei, because it's like they got particle effects, they got the camera moves the perfect way. You know, I mean, yes, they're different engines, but still, it feels more frenetic. It's just like, yo, if they could have done this, I mean, and they can. It really is about just camera movement. I mean, they kind of did it with Horizon Forbidden West, but those were not pre-rendered, but they were pre-calculated cutscene type of segments where she would do the special move like whoosh, whoosh, and the camera would be like, oh. So I guess maybe more of that, but then you get tired because you see the same animations over and over again. I mean, you know, it's pretty hard to do stuff like, but it isn't impossible. And I think a little bit of dynamicism with the cameras would have added to it. You know, I've seen a little bit of focused stuff on it, but whatever. Anyway, I'm starting around. But anyway, I appreciate that. Once again, let me know in the comments what you think about the presentation, what you think about the game. Do you think it's that much more higher or further away from the PlayStation 4 Ghost of Tsushima? Do you think it is enough of an upgrade to refer to it as a next gen versus, you know, the last gen game? Or is it, you know, an incremental step where it's like, I mean, it's better, but I expected more. I mean, I think that's what the consensus is, as far as I've heard, is I expect a little bit more. Expect more. It's not bad, but it feels like it's lacking a little bit. It's kind of sort of. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys on the next one too. Wait.